Hey everyone, Steve here from theturtlefollower.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at a trade setup in Electronic Arts, symbol EA. Before we do that though, I just want to kind of reiterate what we talked about yesterday in the post that I put out via email about really just concentrating on price. With these news events, the Greece, the Fed announcement, everything like that going on, it's kind of easy to get distracted and get sidetracked with what you're really trying to do. And what you're really trying to do is find something that you can, grab onto that really doesn't change the way you look at a stock, emotionally. You always want to be systematic with your approach, and you want to make sure whatever you're using on your charts, whether it be a moving average or volume or price or whatever it is even keeled throughout. You don't want to really have that fluctuation that really lets your emotions get the better of you. So real quick, just looking at this chart, one of the things that you always kind of look back at, and this is a chart of the S&P 500 futures, is looking back throughout the chart. Are there days that you can say, well, there was a news event that came out that day, or there was a Fed announcement that day? Obviously look at today's action, okay, in the S&P 500 futures, unchanged. All right, in a week, you're not even going to know what day that announcement came out. Same as you have no idea what day the announcement came out. What was it, 2 weeks ago? So 2 weeks ago would be the 3rd. All right, here, where's the 3rd? Right here. All right, this is the bar for the 3rd. Again, not a huge deal. So really concentrating on price, having something you can hold on to when the conflicting stories is really essential to becoming a successful trader and really wrapping your head around the whole concept. It really wasn't until I started looking at price that I started to really grasp everything and kind of forget about all the other nonsense that's out there and just really focus on how I trade. And these price bars, these candles, are really what tells me if I'm right or wrong. And again, I don't want to beat it too much, but the fact is, price really is the key contributing factor that really changed my trading. And I hope you can see why in these videos, why it is so important to just concentrate on something that, again, is not influenced by emotion, because as human beings, we are emotional, to say the least. So you want to try and get that out of your trading and just become a robot. All right, so with that said, let's take a look at our trade setup tonight in EA, Electronic Arts. And we've talked about EA in the past on the member side. Unfortunately not in it, because it doesn't yield a dividend greater than 1%, so it kind of stays out of our realm of possibilities. But you can see here that the weekly chart looks great. The fact is, it's broken out of a couple key consolidation areas. You have one right here, all right, another one just recently, all right, and really trend is decisively higher. I mean, there's really no way to argue that moving higher. All right, now as far as looking at that now on the daily chart, so you can see the uptrend line, again, much more well defined. All right, really concentrating on that 50-day moving average, which has become support a couple times over. I like that trend line a little bit better. Okay, so there's your trend line, a couple key touches of that trend line, and sure enough, right now bouncing off trend line right above the 50-day moving average after about a month of consolidation, actually a little bit longer. This was the 5th of May, and we're sitting now on the 17th of June, so about a month and a half of consolidation, and now all of a sudden we're breaking out to the upside once again. So the setup here is to take this tomorrow at the open. I'm going to be putting my stop right here around $60.35, call it 60.25. Members know I have something with quarters. I don't know why. Quarter, 50, 75. Those are where my stops always seem to end up. But I'm putting it right here, basically right below this gap, below the 50-day moving average, below trend line. And you can also look at maybe this 61 area if you're a little bit more aggressive. For me, that's something I'll eventually move to. That'll be another stop along the way. But for now, I'm going to just size it wide enough to keep us basically 60.25. That's really the trade. And again, I have no idea what happens with this trade. I have no idea how it plays out. The setup is the setup. It's the setup I like. It's my go-to. And you know, again, this is where you kind of have to take the emotion out of it, and just take the trade and see what happens. All right, so that's the trade setup. Again, buying it tomorrow at the open, setting the stop around $60.25. Call it 60 if you want, and seeing where we head from there. All right, other than that, have a great rest of the night. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll see you on tomorrow. Take care.